Hello, and welcome to this week's EastEnders Spoilers. Week commencing the 14th of August 2023. Freddie lets slip to Alfie that Tommy was the one who helped him to find Graham. Alfie ends up having a huge row with Tommy, who responds by heading to the park with Perry. Alfie is concerned and orders him home, where their rows continue. Phil intervenes and shares some harsh views on Alfie's parenting technique. Alfie decides to try making amends with his son. Meanwhile, a woman called Kaz visits Wolford and asks for information on where Eve is. Jealous Suki stops her from finding out, assuming that she's a new love interest. Eve finds out about her secret admirer and agrees to a date. Later, after an awkward encounter with Eve at the Minute Mart, Suki almost faints. Elsewhere, Theo assumes he's on a date with Stacy when she agrees to go for a drink with him. Alfie apologizes to Tommy for being an absent father when he was growing up, but their rows kick off again when he tries to ban his son from seeing Perry. After hearing that Tommy has been violent, Phil reveals that the schoolboy also once lashed out at Kat. Alfie and Phil decide to intervene by taking Tommy to the boxing den. Phil is confused about why Alfie is still grimacing in pain, so he encourages him to visit the hospital. Meanwhile, Freddie and Anna have a heart-to-heart in the Vic as they bond over their shared experiences of being let down by absent parents. Elsewhere, Suki insists that she's fine to return to work after her dizzy spell, but Eve forces her to see a doctor. Vinny also steps in by encouraging Suki to open up over her feelings, but she tells him to back off. Also today, Eve tells Stacy that she needs to stop leading Theo on. Stacy decides to clarify with Theo that they're just friends. Alfie needs a distraction, so he supports Linda as she considers fighting for custody of Janine and Mick's baby. He agrees to join Linda at a meeting with the solicitor, but Elaine dismisses it as a silly idea. Later, Tommy spots Alfie heading to the hospital in a cab. Linda also notices that Alfie isn't his usual self when he misses the meeting. Meanwhile, Eve has a date planned with Kaz, who is posing as Amanda. The date proves to be awkward and Eve plans to leave, until Amanda stops her in her tracks and reveals her true identity as Caroline. Elsewhere, Suki opens up about how low she's feeling, so Vinny convinces her to attend a pamper session at the salon. Also today, Freddie tries to play matchmaker between Anna and Bobby, but Bobby could ruin things by trying to pretend he's something he's not. Stacy supports Eve and encourages her not to see Caroline. However, Eve ignores this advice and goes to meet Caroline at Wolford East. Later, Eve trashes the kitchen in a rage and Theo pretends to be concerned for her well-being. Lily and Stacy try to distract the social worker, who is there for a meeting about the baby. Meanwhile, Alfie struggles to process his recent news. At the boxing den, Tommy expresses his concern to Alfie after seeing him heading to the hospital the day before. Elsewhere, Bobby starts to worry that Anna might have feelings for Freddie. After a conversation with Freddie, Anna decides to meet with her private investigator. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this week's EastEnders Spoilers.